Hello, we should be back again. No, we're back, we're back, we're back. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello? Okay, yeah, I had to restart the stream for YouTube. Let me edit this. Okay. No, we're back, we're back. So my hotspot is currently working. Good, 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 good. Yep, so my internet's not fully back. I've been lied to. Well, now you see that I'm not lying. No, it shouldn't be too much to handle streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time because it's using one program. No, we should be good. Alright, we should be alright. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. I'll continue editing like normal. Let me check what happened on my Twitch. Yep, foily, internet's still dead. Fantastic, I know. Content. Hang on, I need to delete something. There we go. Look, I'm just happy that you guys can see I wasn't lying, because I was thinking, what if I stream? And I even said, like, because I said for the support that I need. For the support that I need, it's because of my internet being shit. And then what if I stream and then it's like, oh, nothing went wrong. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't think anyone was gonna think I was lying because, you know, I don't tend to ask for much. But I was worried that some people were gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, you know, like it's just, I think it's just the anxiety making me feel like I'm a liar, you know, the imposter syndrome, whatever it is. But it's fine. It's fine. It's all good now. Let me put the music back on. And we'll get back to editing. Forrest, thank you for telling me my stream died. Wappo was literally meant to be a sorry. Anyways, yeah, Wappo was literally meant to be a Straw Hat. We know this. Sorry, I'm just double checking some things. A sec. Why did I double guess myself? Sorry, I'm checking stuff before I get back into it. Can I show you Bobbin before stream dies? I don't have Bobbin. I wish I had Bobbin. I do not have Bobbin. I'm Bobbinless. Look, she might be out there. Let me have a look. She's with Brittany and Aaron, and they're definitely asleep. So I don't want to wake them up, obviously, to go get Bobbin. But she hates when I streams Blueberry. She hates it. It really pisses her off. Hello, little Mel. Hello, Mario. Sorry, it's just unbelievable to me. 1 AM and they're still constructing out there. I thought what they were doing out there was going to be like a one-night thing. It's now been 3 nights! I don't know how long this is gonna last, but it's really affecting my recording. Because these are like prime recording hours. I'm at work. I mean, I was trying to look into if what they were doing was legal. Apparently, if you just pay the fee to construct at night, you can just do it. And there's no consent that anyone can give around it. Like, you'd think they'd ask anyone living in the area, do you consent to this? And of course, that's because the answer would probably be no. What the fuck? They want to close off that road is the thing during the day, which I think is ridiculous. Because if any road needs to be closed off during the day, it's the one outside my apartment. It's such a dangerous road. I see so many crashes happen. No one's died, but I see so many crashes happen. And it's like, I think slowing that road down during the day would be a good thing, personally. But that's just me. Hi, Wrath. Sorry, I'm just going on about personal life stuff. You guys don't give a shit. You guys don't care. Let's talk about One Piece. Very considerate of Oda to go on break for the week that nothing was working for me, by the way. I mean that, that's not me being sarcastic. Like, of any time for him to go on break, this was a good time. I still say bouncing bandits, by the way, because of that fucking video I did with Sarah. That reminds me, Sarah's gonna be here in less than 10 days, by the way. Sarah's coming to see me for my birthday. Yay! That's so exciting. Foily, I get about a 2-hour silence. And it's not enough. This is all I could record in the 2 hours that I got that silence. I should actually make a pin, hang on. Currently having internet issues. If stream crashes, I won't be back. Yeah! Thank you for the sub. "26 months, my goodness. Your sub would be like walking by now. Wait, how old is 26 years old? 26 years. Sorry, 26 months. 26 is what I'm gonna be turning. Yeah, kneecaps. Your sub has kneecaps. Sorry, when I say 26 months, I mean, what the fuck does a kid look like at 26 months? I'm really bad at like I don't know what a 2-year-old looks like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what a 2-year-old can do. Like, do 2-year-olds walk? Okay, so your sub can't walk yet. The age of your sub can't walk yet. I was doing backflips at 2 years old. I wonder how old I was when I started walking. Because I know I was doing backflips by the time I was 2 years old, so I was probably walking out of the womb, honestly. I'm like Katakuri for real. I'm like Katakuri, but like cooler. You know? I started landing on my feet at 3. At 2, my backflips had me landing on my soft spot. Do babies still have soft spots at 2 years old? I didn't even have kneecaps and I was doing backflips. That's how good I was. I didn't even have actually no, I did have kneecaps. I was born with kneecaps. I wasn't like overcooked like Ace. I just developed quickly. Because I'm that good. I remember being in the womb. By the way, have you heard that? There are some people that are like, I remember being in the womb. Are they lying? Because how can you possibly prove that? I always think about that. I remember being in the womb. Are you lying about that? It's a special memory thing, but how do we know? Do you remember being in the womb? Like, how do we know they're not just lying about that? So you don't remember being in the womb. Majority of people do not remember being in the womb. They have to be lying. They have to be lying. It has to be a lie. I'd lie for fun. Doffy would lie about that. Greg said he remembered. My first memory is my mum's ass in my face as she rode her bike down a park where I was born, and I was sitting in the baby seat. That's legit my first memory. And I remember telling my mum that, and she went, "Oh, that must be your first memory, because you were like tiny when I used to put you on the back of my bike." But I specifically just remember always having my mum or my dad's ass in my face, because I was always on the back of the bike. And then I did a backflip. What a great first memory. I have no idea how old I was. But I remember the park. I remember I did have fun. I remember having fun when they'd ride on the bike. Also remember being a little bit scared. I was born with pink hair with kneecaps, able to walk out of the womb, doing backflips at 2 years old, managing to land on my feet at 3 years old. At 4, I was doing trigonometry. I should have been driving my mum and dad. Fuck, I've missed streaming. I've missed streaming so much. Oh, I love the live action Inspector Gadget. That's awesome, Raph. I love Sinnoh music. One of my first memories was also breaking my arm. I think I've told you guys this. For the longest time, I didn't think I actually broke my arm. Because for some reason in my head, I didn't think I did. I'm gonna tell the story again. Doing a backflip. Look, it's actually a funny story. I had a trampoline in the backyard and I was bouncing on it with my brother. And we had the trampoline next to a tree. And the reason the trampoline was next to it was a huge tree was because... How old was I? I must have been like 5. I had to be 4 or 5. They had the trampoline next to the tree because my parents thought that tree would break our fall if we ever did fall off the tree. What happened was my brother did that thing to me where if you bounce at a particular time, the second person's just gonna get catapulted. He did that to me on purpose, I'm pretty sure, because, you know, big brother things. I went flying. I launched into the tree. I splattered on it like a bug, like face into the tree, arms out, and then I fell down. And instead of falling onto the trampoline, I was so little that I slid between the trampoline and the tree. And I landed like in a very uncomfortable position on the ground. And it broke my arm. But when I was with my mum, like in the house, so I was brought into the house, of course. And I was like, oh, sobbing. And then my mum gave me an ice pack. It was my wrist, I think, not my arm. My mum gave me an ice pack and she went to go call the doctor. And as I was sitting there, I eventually stopped crying. And then I'm like, damn, I'm hungry. So I got up and I walked over to her and I said, I'm hungry. And she looked at me with big eyes. She said, did you break your wrist? And I said, I don't know. And she said, there's no way. She said, there's no way you broke your wrist if you're up and walking and asking for food. And because of that, I never thought I broke my wrist. And I told my mum this like 2 years ago because we were talking about broken bones. And I was like, I think I've only broken my toe. And my mum went, Mel, you broke your wrist. And I said, no. What do you mean I broke my wrist? She said, when you fell off the trampoline, you broke your wrist. And I said, but you told me I didn't when I was little. What happened was, because my mum said to me, there's no way you broke your wrist. Then we went to the doctors. Then they did an x-ray and I did actually break my wrist. But for some reason, I only remember my mum saying to me, there's no way you broke your wrist if you're up and wanting to eat. Like literal minutes after that happened. So I went through all my life going, I've never broken a bone except for my toe until like 2 years ago. So there you go, that's the story. I was basically just that strong. She didn't even mean to gaslight me. I don't remember the doctor. I just remember being hungry and holding my wrist like this and going, Mum, I'm hungry. And her being like horrified. She was shocked. I was just that strong. I told you I'm literally Katakuri. You need food to get better, it's true. I don't think I got food because I think my mum was like, we have to go to the doctor right now. I don't remember anything after that. I just remember my mum being shocked and saying, I don't think you broke your wrist. But yeah. No. If you're showering or taking a bath, you become watermelon tea. Yeah, I do. When I get too sweaty because of the heat, I'm stinky tea. That's really funny, by the way. Breaking my wrist, I don't remember the pain. Breaking my toe, holy shit, I remember that pain. It's so little, but it was so painful. It was my pinky toe. No, it was my ring toe. That's the worst pain I've ever been in. And it's so tiny. Hey, I'll tell you guys what, if you ever break a bone, never go to Zoro and say, hey, I broke a bone, because you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna hit it to see if you're lying. Don't do it. He would also immediately amputate. You'll go to Robin? Wouldn't you go to Chopper? I keep thinking about Luffy being a firefighter, and I keep thinking about how I said he's very good at running into burning buildings. After that, not so much. Like, I don't think he'd be a very good firefighter, but he'd be really good at running into burning buildings. God, I wonder how many bones Sanji has broken through his childhood. That'll make me sad. I don't want to think about it. Him and Chopper, the amount of bones they would have broke. Oh my god, I don't want to think about it.
Whack his pee-pee.
Thank god it worked. Well, see, don't reindeer antlers grow back? I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Chopper. I thought, like, reindeer and deer, like, shed their horns.
Whack his pee-pee.
Now, we have to remember, Oda didn't actually choose to make Zoro a policeman. That was like a little kid's SBS going, I think Zoro would be a cop. However, big brain move because Zoro would be a fucking awful cop. Do you know what I mean? He'd be a bad one, and that's a good thing. he would not care about fucking anything. Do you know what I mean? They'd be like, so that person's like robbing a store, and he eh. Like, he would not do his job, and that's a good thing. I can't imagine Zoro holding down a 9 to 5 anyways. I can't imagine Luffy holding a 9 to 5. Garp already is a policeman, essentially. Oh, Zoro would absolutely be personal trainer, or he'd like teach kids kendo or something. Teaching kids kendo would be the best thing he could do. That'd be adorable.
Whack his pee-pee. Whack his pee-pee. Whack his pee-pee.
This music is so sensual.
Whack his
I
pee-pee.
forgot about this track. Luffy would be a bum. Like, Luffy's couch surfing, but everyone likes him, so they're fine with him couch surfing. Like, Luffy would live at Sanji's fucking apartment or something.
Whack his pee-pee.
Luffy a life coach. No, you know what Luffy would do? He'd be like Man versus Wild. Like, he'd be like an entertainer. Do you know what I mean? Like, his vlogs are just... Man lives in forest for like 2 weeks and he's like fighting bears.
Whack his pee-pee.
Political science major Forrest. What? You think Luffy can write an essay? Luffy would work in the fucking cafeteria and he'd be bad at it. I'm gonna pull up my script. Maybe Luffy would be a Boy Scout leader. That's not something we really have in Australia. I don't know if they have that in Japan either, but he'd be very good at that.
Ahmad Mohsin.
Hey Mel, God here, Big G. I'll inform thee that thine holy mission shall be to read Pun Pun. Also, the Lost Tier List of Fire. My son's a fan too. Also, when's Alabaster dropping? Thank you, God. Alabaster will be delayed until probably April because of life problems that's happening right now. I wanted it to be out at the end of this month, but there's no way that's possible now. April is going to be all my time put into the Alabaster video, I promise. I will do my utmost best to get the Alabaster video ready for April. Either end of April or beginning of May. I say the King of the Pirates by accident sometimes and it sounds bad. Hits the year wrong. The King of the Pirates. It's the King of Pirates, dum-dum. Oh, a park ranger. Oh, Luffy would be really good at that. Are you an Uruguay fan? I've never met an Uruguay fan. Is that how you say his name, Uruguay? I've never met an Uruguay fan. All I know about the man is his hobby is making love and climbing. King of the Pirates is grammatically correct, but King of the Pirates... King of Pirates makes more, like, sounds better. A rouge? That's what I'm thinking. Is it a rouge or uruge? I just don't know. Like you're a gay. You are gay. Sorry. Sorry, the Simpsons joke, right? It's in there. This is from Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Oh my god. Sorry. Single tear just gracefully fell down my cheek. I'm fully expecting Elbaf to be like to last like 3 years. 3 years minimum. What are we on now? When did Elbaf start? Elbaf. Egghead lasted, what was it, 1 year, 8 months or something? Lasted nearly 2 years. No, I fully... Oh my god, thank you so much, Mr. Prince, for bringing that up. I fully believe, Sanji's brothers did have some sort of care for him. They just had no possible way to ever show it. Niji especially clearly had a fascination in Sanji. He was angry that Sanji wasn't there to greet them when they arrived at port, and then he was even angrier that Sanji wasn't like in the room as they arrived. And then when Sanji finally pops up, he goes, oh, there he is. And then he can't stop talking about like, oh my god, we're all betting if you were dead and all blah blah blah. And it's like, yes, there's a cruelty there, don't get me wrong. But what I see from the Vinsmokes is they all had a certain care for Sanji. They just couldn't ever portray it, especially at the end of Whole Cake Island, when Niji specifically is the one to talk to Sanji and throw him to safety. I think there really was a care that they had, and they just, because Judge, you know, would abuse them because of Sanji, they were never allowed to like Sanji. This is why I always say this: Vinsmoke siblings would look so different were Judge not there. And it's why I always argue, the Vinsmoke siblings really that emotionless? Or have they just been not allowed to have any emotion because of the environment they were raised in? But that's the metaphor, right? So anything can be argued. Yeah, no, oh, look, Whole Cake Island continues to be such a masterpiece to me. Oda really did such a good job emotionally and thematically with Whole Cake Island. No, Reiju was a test subject. So Reiju didn't have her emotions taken out of her because she was the base. She was literally the base subject. And then Judge went, alright, she's successful, but we gotta get rid of the emotions. But Reiju is still somewhat emotionless as well, which is so interesting. Because she thought she had to be to survive, you know? She didn't want to laugh at Sanji. She had to laugh at Sanji. I mean, it's seen from the start. Again, this is why I love Whole Cake Island so much, because it's shown so well that Judge had all the power in that situation. And by him having all the power in the situation, alliances were not allowed to be formed. For example, the kids were not allowed to see their mother. Not even Sanji was allowed to see his mother. Whenever the tests for the kids went wrong, none of them got praise because Sanji was disappointing Judge. So because Sanji specifically was ruining things, it felt like all the kids were getting no good treatment because Judge wouldn't say, wow, fantastic job, Niji, Ichiji, and Yonji, Sanji, Blur. All of them would get nothing from Judge because of Sanji. And by Judge doing that, he made the other kids gang up on Sanji. Because they decided Sanji's the problem. Because obviously Dad, who runs the place, has decided Sanji's the problem. So we have to bully him in the same way Reiju did as well. I didn't see it as like, oh, they just did it because they wanted to. I saw it as Judge was making sure no one would go against him. There'd be no alliances. The siblings were not allowed to like each other unless they liked each other under Judge's approval. Which is just evil, right? But it's what an abuser in that situation will do. Like, he wrote it very well. Judge was the root of everything. All the kids wanted Judge's approval. Even Reiju They all wanted Judge's approval. Even Sanji wanted Judge's approval. That's the whole point of Whole Cake Island. And none of them could get Judge's approval with Sanji there, because Judge was just a dickhead. It's why one of my favorite scenes is when Sanji's locked up. And with Sanji locked up, Judge hugs his kids and says, "Oh, my children who I love." And then we just cut to Sanji locked up in his cell. Like, it's such a powerful scene because it shows that Judge was purposefully making Sanji the issue, so none of the other kids wanted to even care about Sanji in fear of not getting acceptance from Judge. Like, again, it's realistic, and I really like it. Also, thank you, Votakun. Thank you, Votakun. It's good to be streaming again. I mean, Sanji couldn't escape wanting that approval from Judge all his life, all the way up to Whole Cake Island. It was always something that was part of him. He was never going to get approval from Judge, and that haunted him. It's why he would always be so self-sacrificial and so giving, because he didn't think he deserved to get anything, because he never got the approval for that. And that's why Whole Cake Island with Sanji pulling Judge down and saying, "You're not my father." That's Sanji finally realizing he doesn't need this man's approval. He's never needed it because he's got people in his life that love him anyway. He doesn't need Judges specifically. Judge still had power over him. We know that. He doesn't anymore. And it's thanks to what Luffy had done for him, right? Same with Zeph as well. Like, for what Zeph had done for Sanji too. No, Judge is, for as cartoonishly evil as Judge is, he's so realistic, it's just terrifying. Like, Judge didn't lay a hand on Sanji. He never physically abused Sanji himself. But everything he did was him, you know what I mean? All the abuse Sanji got from everyone was Judge. And that's why he's so scary to me, because like, he is just an incredibly realistic abuser. This is why I always say Sanji doesn't need to forgive his brothers. He at all doesn't need to forgive his brothers. It's his right to not have to forgive them. But I know Sanji does understand the dynamic. He hates them. He's scared of them. But I know he knows that dynamic and what was happening, you know? Like, I don't like what Sanji's brothers did to Sanji, but I feel bad for them more than anything. And it's why I really love the scene at the end of Whole Cake Island, where only his brothers helped him, just his siblings. And Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji were all grabbing Sanji and telling him to run. They were protecting him. They were protecting Sanji and telling Sanji to run. I love that fucking scene. Because the brothers just watched Sanji disown Judge, and in doing so, it's given them a power as well to feel they can want to help Sanji. You know what I mean? Like, because they have watched Sanji disown Judge, they have been given more security and strength to want to actually side with Sanji, right? Because I always thought it's so interesting that Sanji says to Judge, "You are not my father," but he doesn't turn to his siblings and say, "And you're not my family." Do you know what I mean? He only says to Judge, "You are not my father." But he never said to his siblings, "You're not my brothers." That's so specific to me. And then it's even more specific when his brothers specifically help him and Judge doesn't. Like, Judge, because it's not only, because don't get me wrong, Judge did help him, but Judge still hates him. There is still no approval from him. And yet, as his brothers help him, they say, "Run, Sanji. Get out of here, Sanji." They essentially tell Sanji to be safe. Niji does, in a fucked up way. He says to Sanji, if you're gonna be this slow, you're gonna get hit by bullets. that's Niji's fucked up way of saying, be careful or you're gonna get hurt, right? And it's just so obvious to me what's going on. They always wanted to care about Sanji, they just never could because they were in a very abusive household that didn't allow them to. And now that Sanji's disowned Judge, they can like him. They're allowed to like him. And Judge never approved Sanji, but he's gotten his siblings' approval, that much is obvious. But yeah, Whole Cake Island's so good. It's just so good. Like, I think people misunderstand sometimes when I talk about this. They think I'm trying to like, oh my god, so what if his brothers beat him up? And it's like, that's not what I'm trying to say, of course. Like, Sanji is still fully in his right to hate them. He's allowed to hate them. I just think he can also understand them as much as he can hate them. I don't know if the siblings can eat devil fruits. Judge and Caesar got married. Do you think that Sanji's issues with his family and the fact that he's self-sacrificial had end? Sorry, I can't piece that. Are you asking, do you think that that's like done with now? Is that the question? I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite things that Oda did was not make Judge go, oh, I see the error of my ways with Sanji. I am so appreciative of that. Because I'll never forget something that my friend said to me when she was going to therapy. And she was telling her therapist about her own parent and how it's like, oh, I just want that approval. And the therapist said to them, but what if your parent dies and you still haven't gotten that approval? And that was like a big thing for her to realize. So Whole Cake Island, having it end with Judge going, no, you're still a failure, you're still weak, you're still stupid, I still hate you, you're still not anyone I care about. I feel that's just so important because Sanji's approval couldn't come from this man. It just couldn't. And there's also something to be said about parents like that. They'll nearly never admit that they did anything wrong. You know what I mean? They'll nearly never say sorry. So it's like the fact that Oda wrote this abusive father and to the very end there's not a single moment of redemption. Till the very end it's Judge saying, no, you're still nothing to me. I just think that's such a fantastic thing for him to write, because it shows us that Sanji just didn't need that. To the very end, he just didn't need that. He no longer cared what Judge thought of him. He no longer sought his approval, you know? And I just think that's such a good thing to show. Because the happy ending isn't in getting his father's approval. The happy ending is in finding other people who love and accept him. That's the happy ending, you know? I just think that's so important. Right? And Sanji didn't say anything back to him. Luffy just said bye. It's just so good. Oh, I love when Jinbe's glaring at Judge. I love that. I like how Jinbe has no fucking idea what's going on with Sanji and Judge. And he was still pissed. He was like, I don't know the situation, but no one talks about my new crewmate like that. Jinbe's best reaction, or one of his best reactions so far, is when Zoro was like, why is Luffy crying over some old man? And Jinbe just goes, what the? He doesn't actually, he says, oh, come on. But the fact Jinbe was like, dude, what's like, he was like, what the hell are you talking? Like, that was just too cruel for even Jinbe. Jinbe just went, huh? It was so funny to me. Alright, so Mr. Prince, you're asking, do you think Sanji's self-sacrificialness has ended? No. No, I don't think Sanji has fully healed at all. Oda's very good at slow healing. Very, very good at it. I think Sanji still has problems, and I think we saw that in Wano when he was like, if I mutate, I'm nothing to Luffy, so you're gonna have to kill me. That's just untrue. If Sanji mutates, that's still Sanji to Luffy. Like, that's still... Like, Luffy's... That's not something that Luffy ever wants to see. He never wants to see a dead Sanji, you know? And Sanji thought, I'm only worth something to Luffy as I am right now because this is who I saved. And he even said to himself, Luffy, what would you prefer? So he's still asking about someone else's wants when he's deciding about his own life. So no, I don't think he's gotten over his self-sacrificial tendencies. Also, I like how Sanji's just rocked up in Elbaf, like in Loki, with Loki, and he's like, what the? Like, I'm so excited for everything to, like, settle with what's happening with Loki now, and for Sanji to go, what the hell was that? What the fuck was that about? Guys, I'm gonna be so for real with you, because as you know, this month has been really rough. Every time I was on the verge of having like a panic attack, I was like, I have to read some Yaoi. Oh my god, I wish I was joking. Oh my god, I was talking to Foily about it. I would like panic to Foily, and then I was like, I gotta read some Yaoi. And it helped. It helped. Oh my god. About to have a panic attack, I gotta read some Yaoi. I gotta look at Zorsan's stats. Oh my god, it actually helps. Yaoi cure. Man. It's so beautiful. Love is so... Anyone remember the South Park episode that was about Yaoi? And the message of the episode was basically, who cares if it's like not real or if these characters are even canonly dating or anything? It just makes people happy. They're right. They were so real for that one. The message of the episode was like, loving Yaoi makes you love others more. They're so real for that. Do. Don't get me wrong, South Park is incredibly hit or miss. It can either be very funny or very distasteful. But I remember looking at the interviews for that episode because I was like, how did they get everything so on point with the Yaoi episode? It was like shockingly on brand, especially for the time they released it. They even used the say something, I'm giving up on you. And for those who don't know, and the time they released that episode, that was like the Yaoi AMV song. It was like the Yaoi AMV song. And I was like, how did they know? They were so accurate with it. Where did this art come from? All the art was real fan art that they just asked the fan artists if they could use. Or they asked fan artists if they could create art for the episode. It was just like, they really did their research into it. And when I looked at the interviews, one of the creators said, we found out through scrolling on social media that like South Park Yaoi was a thing. We were confused at first, but then we laughed, and then we thought, who cares? It's not harming anyone, and they clearly like it. And that's why they made the episode. That's a good attitude to have. That's a very good attitude to have. They were confused, and then they laughed, and they said, you know what? This is fine, actually. This is so cute. That's what I think creators should be like. I think creators should be like that, and I honestly think Oda's like that, because Oda said the way you interpret his characters, it's fine. He doesn't care so long as you're having fun. This is why I think Oda just thinks Zoro-san is the funniest thing. I think he doesn't care. I just think he thinks they're funny. Because he knows they exist. He knows it exists. You'd have to be living under a rock to not know. Like, I highly doubt he sees Zoro-san and goes, ew! You know what I mean? I think he just doesn't give a shit. Tom and Jerry is so Zoro-san core. Foily, those are sure words you just said. I'm sorry, I have to think about that. What the fuck? Sorry? Tom and Jerry Yaoi? Alright. You know what? If you're having fun, sure. If you're having fun, sure. I've never seen Tom and Jerry Yaoi. I bet Oda's made some. I've never seen it. I've talked about this. I still think Oda's wife is a Fujo. I'm just 100% convinced she is. Again, it's not a stretch at all to think that she is, especially now that I've seen her bishy drawings of Law and Sanji. I'm like so convinced there is canonical art of Oda drawing like Zoro and Sanji kissing for like his wife as like an anniversary present or something. But it'll never be shown to the world. There's gotta be something out there. Fujo is just women who like yaoi. Like, it's not a stretch at all to think his wife is a Fujo, honestly. I know it in my bones. Because I'll tell you this, there's not many women who like shonen just for the shonen. I can tell you that now. We're so back. Yeah, sorry for the stream blackout. It's internet issues that I've been having. Oh, My Hero Academia, please. 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 Zoro-san walked so My Hero Academia could run. Please. Late stage yaoi is what I call that. My Hero Academia is just the first time shonen heads have actually seen yaoi of shonen. That was that phenomenon. The internet has really brought us closer together, huh? Naruto and Sasuke was there. Zoro and Sanji were there. You have to remember Naruto and Sasuke were very... It's not that they weren't big in Japan, but they were very Western. We have to remember that One Piece is fucking huge in Japan. Like, it's the biggest one. Zoro and Sanji were the biggest, like, ship. They were bigger than Sasuke and Naruto in Japan by a fucking mile. So, Japan-wise... Zoro and Sanji are just massive. Sasuno is still up there, don't get me wrong. Is there yaoi in Bleach? I actually don't know. Oh yeah, Goku and Vegeta was another one. There's yaoi for those with eyes to see it. There's also yaoi of Intama as well, can't forget that. Oh yeah, Sora and Riku from Kingdom Hearts as well. Can't forget that one. I need you guys to know the first Zosan Dojin to exist is actually in 1998. That is the year Sanji was introduced in the manga. 1998, guys. I found multiple from 1999 as well. I was born in 1999. They are older than me. That's crazy. They had a stare off and the Fujos went crazy. It's so true. It's because Sanji's a pretty boy. Oh, Kirk and Spock are like Western yaoi forefathers. Dude, I've written like papers about like queer media or like queer like fandom and queer content, right? I am those like housewives, those 60s housewives that were watching Star Trek, they were onto something. Look, The Japanese yaoi forefathers are Ryo and Akira from Devilman, 100%.